For centuries, the ancient walls of Malahide Castle have stood overlooking the Irish Sea, guarding secrets that many believe should never have been disturbed. Located just north of Dublin, the castle has been home to the powerful Talbot family for nearly 800 years. Its grand halls, elegant rooms, and beautiful gardens attract thousands of visitors every year. Yet beneath its noble appearance lies a dark history filled with tragedy, death, and ghostly encounters that continue to terrify visitors and staff to this day. Among its many spirits, two figures stand above all others: the mysterious court jester known as Puck and the sorrowful White Lady whose presence is said to haunt the castle corridors long after midnight. The story begins in the 12th century when the Talbot family first established themselves in Malahide. Through wars, plagues, rebellions, and political turmoil, the castle remained standing while generations of Talbots lived and died within its stone walls. Over the centuries, countless servants, soldiers, nobles, and guests passed through its doors. Many experienced joy and celebration, but others met tragic and violent ends. According to local legends, such intense emotions left permanent marks upon the castle, creating an atmosphere where the boundary between the living and the dead became dangerously thin. The most famous ghost of Malahide Castle is undoubtedly Puck, the court jester. Unlike many ghost stories involving murderous spirits or terrifying apparitions, Puck's tale begins with sadness and betrayal. Historical accounts and local folklore describe Puck as a small man who entertained the Talbot family during the 16th century. He was known for his cheerful personality, colorful clothing, and remarkable ability to make people laugh. Guests at the castle reportedly adored him, and his presence became an essential part of court life. However, Puck's life was not as joyful as it appeared. According to legend, he fell deeply in love with a noblewoman who visited the castle. Their relationship was considered impossible because of their vastly different social status. The woman belonged to a wealthy and respected family, while Puck was merely a servant entertainer. Despite the obstacles, the two reportedly met in secret throughout the castle grounds. Their forbidden romance continued for months until tragedy struck. One evening, while walking through the castle, Puck was allegedly attacked and murdered under mysterious circumstances. Some versions of the story claim jealous rivals killed him. Others suggest he was discovered meeting his beloved and was silenced to prevent scandal. Whatever the truth may be, Puck's death was sudden and violent. He was only a young man when his life ended within the very walls he had spent years filling with laughter. Soon after his death, strange events began occurring throughout the castle. Servants reported hearing faint laughter echoing through empty corridors. Footsteps could be heard running up staircases when no one was present. Guests occasionally glimpsed a small figure wearing colorful clothing disappearing around corners. Over time, these sightings became so common that many accepted the possibility that Puck had never truly left. Descriptions of the ghost remain remarkably consistent across generations. Witnesses often report seeing a short man with a pale face and unusual clothing. Some claim he appears smiling, while others describe a more sorrowful expression. The apparition usually vanishes within seconds, leaving behind an eerie silence. Unlike many ghosts associated with fear and aggression, Puck is often considered a relatively harmless spirit. Yet his unexpected appearances continue to shock visitors who encounter him unexpectedly. Castle staff have reported numerous unexplained experiences connected to the jester. Security personnel working late at night have described hearing laughter in empty rooms. Tour guides have noticed shadows moving along walls where no person could be standing. Several visitors have captured strange shapes in photographs that some paranormal researchers believe resemble historical depictions of Puck. Whether these experiences are supernatural or not remains a matter of debate, but the stories persist. If Puck represents the castle's playful side, the White Lady embodies its deepest sorrow. Her identity is generally linked to a woman named Maud Plunkett, a noblewoman whose life was marked by love and tragedy. According to legend, Maud married a noble warrior and lived happily until he was killed in battle. Heartbroken, she spent years mourning his death. Eventually, she remarried and attempted to rebuild her life. Yet grief continued to follow her. Stories claim that she never fully recovered from losing her first husband. One of the most chilling legends states that after her death, Maud's spirit remained at Malahide Castle. Dressed entirely in white, she wanders the corridors searching endlessly for her lost love. Witnesses describe a beautiful woman with flowing pale garments moving silently through hallways before vanishing into darkness. Unlike Puck's playful appearances, encounters with the White Lady often leave observers feeling overwhelmed by sadness and unease. Visitors have reported seeing her near staircases, windows, and private chambers. Some claim she appears standing motionless, staring into the distance as though waiting for someone who will never return. Others describe seeing her glide across rooms without making a sound. Several witnesses have reported sudden drops in temperature moments before encountering her apparition. The White Lady's legend became increasingly famous during the 20th century as paranormal investigations gained popularity throughout Ireland. Researchers visiting the castle collected numerous accounts from employees and tourists who claimed to have witnessed strange female figures dressed in white. Many of these reports came from individuals who had no prior knowledge of the legend, making the stories even more intriguing. Beyond Puck and the White Lady, Malahide Castle is said to host several additional spirits. Some visitors have reported hearing phantom voices during guided tours. Others describe doors opening and closing without explanation. Strange shadows have allegedly appeared in mirrors, while mysterious cold spots have been detected throughout various sections of the castle. One particularly unsettling account involves guests staying overnight during special events. Several individuals reported waking suddenly during the night after hearing whispers near their beds. Upon investigating, they found nobody present. Some even claimed to see shadowy figures standing at the foot of their beds before disappearing into darkness. The castle's long history provides countless opportunities for paranormal legends to develop. Throughout 8 centuries, Malahide witnessed warfare, disease outbreaks, family disputes, political conflicts, and personal tragedies. Every generation added new stories to its haunted reputation. Whether these tales represent genuine supernatural phenomena or the power of human imagination remains impossible to prove. Paranormal investigators have repeatedly visited the castle carrying cameras, audio equipment, and environmental sensors. Some claim to have captured unexplained sounds resembling whispers and laughter. Others report unusual electromagnetic readings in areas associated with ghost sightings. Skeptics argue that old buildings naturally produce strange noises and atmospheric effects. Believers counter that the consistency of witness reports over centuries suggests something far more mysterious. What makes Malahide Castle particularly fascinating is the contrast between its spirits. Puck appears as a reminder of lost love and betrayal, yet retains traces of the humor that defined his life. The White Lady represents enduring grief, forever searching for what she has lost. Together they create a haunting narrative that blends romance, tragedy, and supernatural mystery. Today, as darkness falls over the ancient castle and the last visitors leave, the stone corridors grow silent. Shadows stretch across centuries-old walls. The wind whispers through narrow windows. Somewhere in the darkness, some believe a faint laugh can still be heard echoing through empty halls. Others claim a woman dressed in white continues her endless search beneath the moonlit ceilings. Whether one believes in ghosts or not, the legends of Malahide Castle have survived for generations. The stories refuse to fade, passed from guide to visitor, from witness to witness. And perhaps that is the most unsettling mystery of all. After hundreds of years, the spirits of Puck and the White Lady remain part of the castle's identity, watching silently as new generations walk the same corridors where tragedy unfolded long ago. Many who enter Malahide Castle come seeking history. Some leave believing they encountered something far older, far stranger, and far more terrifying, a presence that never truly departed from the ancient stones of one of Ireland's most haunted castles.